Hello everyone, and I really missed all of you, and I hope all of you are doing great. Welcome today in our science lesson, in which we are going to talk about the ocean habitat. Before we going to talk about the ocean habitat, let's go and remember what is the meaning of a habitat by watching this video.
Think about your home. You probably woke up this morning in your bed. After getting dressed for school, you might have opened the refrigerator in your kitchen to grab some milk for your cereal, and then you might have hugged your parents and pet your dog before heading out the front door. These interactions all took place in your habitat. A habitat is the natural home or environment of a plant, animal, or other organism.
So, as he said, the habitat is the natural home or environment of a plant, animal, or other organism. It's just like the home where all of the animals or plants can live and find all of their basic needs like food, water, and shelter. Now, let's go and talk about the ocean. Let's go and talk about the ocean habitat. But before we talk about this kind of habitat, let's watch this video to see what does it look like to live in the ocean.
The ocean, an underwater habitat. From freezing seas with icebergs to waters as warm as a bath. The ocean is home to the greatest diversity of life on Earth.
So it's a home for the largest diversity on the earth because it's a very large body of water where you can find a lot of animals and even a lot of plants who can live there. I want you to remember this word very carefully, diversity, which means a different kinds of animals and plants which live at the same place.
Take a deep breath. We're going in.
Can you watch all of this amazing and beautiful and different kinds of fish and animals there?
Sea creatures look very different from land animals. Different body shapes. Different features. They move through water much thicker than air. Animals have lived here for millions of years, developing special adaptations to thrive in an underwater world. For breathing and swimming. Food is all around. You might not see it, but in just 1 teaspoon of ocean, there are thousands of minute plants, tiny eggs and larvae. Like seeds waiting for spring, they gradually grow.
So as you see all of you here, this was the magical ocean habitat in which we can find a lot and different kinds of animals and plants. So now let's read and focus together and try to repeat again and again to remember this definition of the ocean. What is the ocean, teacher? It's a large body of salt water. So can you drink the water of the ocean? No, teacher, absolutely no, because it's very salty. Some ocean habitats are warm, some of them are warm, and others are cold, and some are icy. What is the meaning of icy? It's very cold where the water can has an ice on the top or the surface. Different plants and animals live in the ocean, as you saw there in that magical video. A lot of animals and plants can live there, and they can find all of the basic needs they have. They can find a lot of food, they can find the water, they can find even the shelter or the place that they can live, the space that they can live safely without any harm or without any danger. So different plants and animals live in the ocean. Some live in the deep ocean, others live near the surface, others live near the shore, like the turtles, like the crabs, and some other animals who can live beside the shore or beside the beach. So now let's go and see this question. Look at the pictures. You can see the pictures of the different and amazing animals who live or which live there inside the ocean. So explain what the ocean habitat provides for these living things. What is the thing that ocean habitat give or provides for all of these animals? So all of us know that we are not going to write the sample answer. Here we are going to write what? What is the ocean is providing for the animals? The water habitat provides food. So any kind of habitat, it should has food for the animals or the plants that live there, because if there is no food, how can these different kind of animals can live? So the first thing is food and a living space for these living things, a living space for all of these different kinds of animal to move easily and to live as much as she wants. Now let's see for this animal. Who can tell me what is the name of that animal? Think. Yeah, good job. It's an octopus. So, do you remember at the beginning of the video how was the water of the ocean very huge and very strong, in which is moving all of the time? How are these animals like that? Like that uh, octopus, how does it live there? Allah created a special thing with that animal, something called a cling, which can keep him stuck to the rocks and the earth and the top of the water, in which it cannot move or swim with each movement of that big ocean. Now let's move and go to the page 213. Look at the picture here. What can you see? It's a part of the big whale that can live inside the ocean. And you can see here different and colorful, beautiful kinds of plant and different kinds of fish, which is big and even very small. Now, let's go and read that question to see what the author or the writer of this book wants to tell us. Now, the bodies of whales are adapted to live in the ocean. Do you remember the word adaptation? Yes, repeat it again and again. Adaptation. Adaptation means the characteristic or the things Allah give to this animal to help them to survive or to stay alive in that kind of habitat. So thick blubber keeps them warm. The body and the thick flesh that Allah put on these kind of whale help them to stay warm in the cold water and in the different weather of the ocean. Large lungs. Lungs. Do you know what's the meaning of lungs? It's the um, it's the organism of breathing, the thing that Allah created in our body to help us breathe, which is inside the body, inside our chest. So what do we call it? Lungs. What is the job of these things? The lungs are helping us to breathe and help the animals like the whale in the ocean to dive deeply, because they are mammals, they are creatures and animals like us. They need to breathe and use the air to stay alive. What are two other adaptations you can observe in a whale's body? If you look up at the surface top of the body of the whale, you can find here a blowhole which helps him to blow the air or the water out of his body to breathe. So all of the time you can see that big animal, that big whale on the surface of the water, blowing a little bit of the water by this hole to try to breathe. So it's a magical habitat where we can find a lot of animals and a lot of plants trying to live there safely and happily. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and inshallah we will have a lot of discussion about this lesson in our Zoom video meeting. Thanks a lot and see you later. Bye.